What's going on, fish nerds? It has been a while since we've looked at my shrimp tanks, so today I'm going to show you the cherry shrimp and the fantasy blue dreams and talk a little bit about how I care for them. Let's get started. Alright, so here is the 10-gallon cherry shrimp tank, and depending on how long you've been watching my videos, you may or may not remember the video when I first got these guys. I ordered 20 of them 9 months ago from Flip Aquatics, Rob, and as you can see, there are definitely a lot more than 20 shrimp in this tank at this point. And I did just feed, so they're all starting to swarm up here to the front of the tank. And I don't know how many there are, but I'm guessing at least a few hundred shrimp in this tank. I'm not the best at guessing numbers. You might look at it and get a completely different number than what I'm estimating, but they have definitely exploded in here either way. And I'm not really doing anything special for these guys as far as taking care of them. I feed them every day, and I would actually attribute a lot of the success that I've had with these guys on this right here, the automatic water change, the drip system, because I do have 12 gallons of water per day going through this tank, because this is a ½ gallon per hour drip emitter, because that's how much I need this tank to drip down into the tank below, because that's how my drip system runs. Each tank drips into this tank below it. So in order to support this entire rack, I've got both of these tanks taking a ½ gallon per hour, as well as the third, with the third actually dripping down into the 30 and 20 gallons over on the other rack. But in order for that to be enough water for the entire rack, I have to have 12 gallons per each of these tanks, which means that this tank is getting 120% water change every single day. So constantly clean, fresh water, so I really don't have to worry about overfeeding, especially with the snails. The snails pick up what the shrimp don't eat, and then the water change takes care of the rest. Plus I do have all this hornwort up here, which not only helps to keep the water clean, but also gives them a nice surface to graze on. And you can see a bunch of them are, well, if I can get past the glare, they're all grazing up in there all the time. And I actually like to get up here sometimes and look down, and a lot of times they'll actually be climbing around on top of that little algae ball there. But it's kind of a cool view if I can get the camera to focus in on some of these from above, to watch these foraging around near the surface. It's pretty neat. But like I said, I do attribute a lot of the success to the automatic water change, the drip system, because one, the drip system keeps the water parameters completely stable, because it's just a slow, steady drip constantly, so I don't have any big swings. I'm not letting the water quality get down to a certain point and then doing a big water change. It's just a constant, slow, steady drip. So they're essentially always being drip acclimated to the water. And also with the 120% water change, I'm not having to worry about overfeeding too much, which also means that I can feed them plenty enough that they're constantly breeding. And you can see they are constantly breeding all over the place. They've just exploded in this tank, and they've also now spread down here to this 40 gallon. A few moved down here, and they're actually starting to really take off in this tank as well. You can see some babies there. Man, she's gorgeous. It'll focus in on her. Some more back there. So they're doing great in this tank as well. Starting to really take over in here. A ton of bristlenose fry in here as well. I'm hoping this tank will sort of just take off and turn into a Bob Steenfott-esque breeding for profit tank with all this hornwort in here and the guppies and the bristlenose and the shrimp. It's doing pretty well so far. You can see I just fed, so everybody's kind of swarming this area right here. But yeah, I really don't do anything special for my cherry shrimp. I just feed them plenty and I keep their water clean and keep the parameters stable with the drip system. And as far as what I feed these guys, I feed them pretty much everything. Everything I feed my fish, I'll also feed to the guppies, whether that be, you know, flakes, pellets, even the green beans that I feed the bristlenose. And also I will feed shrimp specific foods. I feed the Shrimp King Complete, I feed the Shrimp King Protein, Shrimp King Mineral. I do also feed Bacter AE for the baby shrimp so that there's plenty of biofilm and things for the babies to graze on. I think that's an excellent food for shrimplets. And also, one of my favorite things to feed these guys is just regular old Spirulina Powder, which you can get on Amazon. It's actually human food grade. It's just a really fine powder that actually, it basically just dissolves into the water and it just turns the water totally green. And then as it is dissolved in the water, they can actually kind of filter feed a little bit and grab it out of the water and eat it. But it ends up just settling all over everything, and it just creates this nice green film all over the glass and all over the plants and the wood and the gravel and everything, and that just gives them a great thing to just graze on. And really good for them, high protein, and because it is something that they can just, you know, pick off of everything and graze on the film that it leaves behind, it's just a great food for these guys. And so here is the Fantasy Blue tank. I did start off with 10 of these guys just about a month ago, and they're doing great. I've already had 2 females berry up and release babies, and those babies are already growing very quickly. It's getting harder and harder to tell the babies from the adults. Just waiting on females to berry up again, and really hoping that it won't be too long before the babies start breeding themselves. But these guys are doing great. They're eating on some Shrimp King Mineral right now. Everybody's acting really good. Everybody's looking really good. I cannot wait until this tank blows up and looks like this tank. Like I said, we're only a month into it, but we've already had a couple batches of babies. Get this glare out of here. And everybody's growing, everybody's doing good. I just love these shrimp. These Fantasy Blues, the Blue Dreams, have got to be my favorite of the Neocaridina as far as their color goes. Love the look of these shrimp. Look at that. That one back there on the food just is so dark it almost looks black, but that's not a black shrimp. That's just a deep, deep blue. Absolutely gorgeous. Alright guys, shorter video this week. Just wanted to show you my shrimp tanks and how they're doing. It's been a while since we've really looked at them here on the channel, so just kind of wanted to put them in the spotlight a little bit and give you an update on the cherry shrimp and the Blue Dreams. And I have had a ton of people asking about me selling the cherry shrimp, and I have talked about recently I'm trying to move away from breeding for profit just because I've got so much going on. I don't have time to focus on it and stuff. But because of popular demand, I am going to temporarily put the cherry shrimp on my website, fishnerdstore.com, so you can check out the link in the description below, and that will just be a temporary thing for those that have been begging for it. So I'll try to have that up by the time this video goes out, but if they're not out on the website yet, keep checking. They'll be there very soon, but I am going to try to get them out there by the time the video comes out. And I do want to say thank you guys for that support and wanting to buy it from me. It means a lot, and thank you guys for watching this video, for supporting the channel. You guys are awesome, God bless you, fish nerds. I'll see you next time.